Welcome to Patrick Computer. Please follow and subscribe to all our channels at Patrick Computer. Now, previously we learned how to connect and start our computer, but when this computer starts, it has different user interfaces. Otherwise, it has different displays when it starts, depending on which operating system you're using or which Windows version you are using. Remember, these videos we are basing on Windows operating system, but still this Windows has different versions. So I want us today to know or to get familiar, get an idea on how to use all Windows versions. So for me, right now I'm using Windows 10 as explained in previous videos. I'm using Windows 10 and this is how it opens, and this is its interface here, the way it is. So I have prepared something here. Let us first look at different Windows versions. So this is Windows 10, the one I'm using. So this is how it looks. So these are the parts of the interface when it opens, parts of the normal desktop when it opens up. And these parts are not different from the other Windows versions. We have the start button here, the search bar here, this one, this is the search, this is the start button. We have the taskbar here. We have this one which is called the system tray. We have the desktop itself, this one where you see the background, which is the wallpaper. And then we have these ones. All of these ones, we term them to be icons, since they are representatives of certain programs on this screen. So you can find sometimes these icons not here, and you start asking yourself, seriously, is my computer normal? Yes, it might be normal, but when someone hid these icons, you just come to the desktop, right click, you look for this option of view. You see, it will have this option of show desktop icons. So when you click on it, they can disappear. When you want them to come back, you click on it, you say show desktop icons. But sometimes you can even say show a desktop icons. You come here, you find it checked, but you don't have icons here. You find it ticked like this, but when you don't have icons there. So there it means you don't have icons. You have to put them there. For instance, what if I don't find this PC icon here, this one here, this one, when it is not there? Yeah. When it is not there, like that. For instance, now I've deleted it. So you come and you go to personalize, right click on the desktop, go to personalize. Now if you're using Windows 7 and 8, you'll have the option for desktop icons here, but for Windows 10 you only have themes here where you click and you get the desktop icons settings. So you can choose the desktop icon you want to display there. So you say, I want to display this computer on my desktop. So you say apply, and it is going to show. You can even change the desktop icon, this PC, its appearance. You say no, I don't want that icon show. You change that icon, you come here and then you change the icon. Maybe you say I want it to look like this. You say okay, and then you apply. So that is how it is looking like. So you say okay. So that is our icon. You can say, sometimes you can have pointers changing. You move your pointer, you see this is our mouse pointer, which moves on the screen as the cursor. So you come and put it here, you see it is changing into a hand, even here, but when you put it here, it doesn't. Sometimes it is going to be having something rotating on it, so you need to be knowing, when my mouse changes to this, what does it mean? So let us look at different mouse pointers. You see, if it is having a question mark, it means this. Here something is being worked upon in the background. For instance, you might have opened a program that is not yet open, but it is being worked on a program. I mean, behind in the background, you just have to give your computer time and it opens. But if you have this, it means you've opened a lot of programs and the computer is working on them, and if it fails, then it will freeze. There you'll have to forcefully restart. Sometimes it turns into a plus sign, so it means that. So you have various options. Even the hand you saw, it means this is where you're pointing, it has something embedded behind, otherwise it is connected to something else. So when you click, you're going to get the option, so you can read and know these mouse pointers. Now, these programs of our Windows versions have a way they open, and that is where we got the name Windows. But before we continue, let us first look at these interfaces in different Windows versions. Windows 10 is this one. Let us say if you have Windows 7, this is Windows 7. This is how it looks like. Yes, so if you have Windows 7 and you turn on your computer, it is going to open up with such an interface with this start button, and when you click on it, you're going to get this menu where you can type and search everything you want, where you have multiple options. Here still it has the system tray, it has a desktop, so it has multiple options, the way we saw when you click on the start button of Windows 10. So that is Windows 7. So for Windows 8, it is slightly different. When Windows 7 opens, it will bring a screen which has tiles. We call this one tiles. Yeah. So these tiles have a desktop on it, a desktop tile. And for instance, my desktop tile here is here. Let me try to first zoom in and we see if you can see this tile very well. This is my tile. Here it has desktop. Zoom in and you see. So this is our desktop. When you click on this tile, it will take you direct to the desktop, and the desktop will have a different interface when it opens, but the interface will be having the same features we had in, so this is Windows 8 desktop open. You see the icons are there, but now Windows 8 has a slight difference. It has no start button unless if you install it. So for Windows 8, this is a taskbar, it has a system tray, icons, and it has this desktop of ours with a background wallpaper. But if you don't have this, you can get a software called Windows 8 Start Menu, and you can install it, and it creates for you a very good start button, and you still use it the way we use it in Windows 8, 10, and 11. Otherwise, for it is slightly different, and if you want to shut it down, remember you don't have the start button. For it, you move your cursor in the corner here, you'll get an option. You'll get some options displaying here. You move your cursor to the settings. When you click on settings, you'll get settings here after placing your cursor in the corner here. In Windows 8, you just move to those ones. You'll see the icon for settings. When you click on it, it will give you options for shutting down. Windows 10, we have seen it. This is the one I'm using, and we all now know and familiar with it. Windows 10. So this is how it looks like. We have named these ones before. Now there is this Windows 11, the current Windows version. This very one here, this one. This is how it looks like. For it has the start button here. When you click on it, you're going to get these options. You see it has the search tool here also, where you can search your applications. Now let us go back to our Windows 10. So now the reason as to why you call this one Windows is not just by default, but it is the way it operates. It opens its programs in certain boxes, but these boxes are in form of windows. Now someone is looking at the window at home. Yes, it almost works as the window you have at home. You can decide to open your window wide, open it partially, or close it. That's what that's what Windows operating system does. It has programs which can be opened partially, widely, or be closed. For instance, we want to play some music. We have a music player here. I double click on it to open. If you don't want to double click on it to open, you can right click on it and say open. You get it? So now here it has been opened. Now when it opens, it has this box. This is what we call a window. So this window here can be opened partially, whereby it is open but we're not seeing it. But where is it? It is here on the taskbar, which holds open programs, all programs which have been pinned on it. It holds open programs and programs pinned on it. So we are having a program. So when I point on my VLC, you see it is showing me that it is open, but partially. So if I want to open it maximally, I come here and I point. You see it is telling me maximize. I open it wide. It is now opened wide. I can take it back. I say no, I want to minimize it. I want it to be open but not showing here. So I can say now I've finished using it. I close the window. So those three features make Windows version to be called Windows. Why? Because it opens its programs in Windows. So you can open multiple programs. For instance, I've opened this one. I want even to be having my recycle bin open. I click on it. It still gets open. But now if it opens and fills up our screen at the time of opening, come here on the top, hold it using the left click and drag down. It will resize. If it resizes in the way you don't want, bring your cursor here, look for that two-pointed arrow, hold and drag. You get it? Hold and drag to resize. So I have my two open windows here. You can even decide to open the search also. It comes, you see, you're opening multiple windows and they are all open, but they are all having these features. So I might be in need of using only the VLC here of mine. So if I want to remove the other windows and minimize them at once, I just hold my VLC, shake it around these ones, they'll go. If I want them back at once, I just hold my VLC, still shake it on the screen, and they'll come back. But I might be in need of minimizing one by one. I just come and say, I don't want this search. It goes. So I want to remain with my VLC and my recycle bin, which holds what I've deleted. So this is a data recovery tool also in in Windows version. The recycle bin, otherwise if you delete something accidentally, still it can be held here and you can retrieve it. So let me first close these ones. Now, when we go inside our computer, what is there? So we have known this. So I want to go inside my computer. We have known it. Let's open. You have to double click on the icon. If not, right click on the icon. It will open. So I maximize and see. Now, this is my computer inside. When I open, it has folders which have been opened. Which are held in this computer. We have devices connected. So you're seeing there is a phone connected. We have the hard disk. We have the CD-ROM connected there also in this computer. But now, when this computer opens, we are seeing that we are having two sections. We have this section and this section. And these are two different sections. This section you're seeing here, this one, is always going to be holding locations of our files, these ones. And it is even here location, you see, locations of our files. And the part you're seeing here, this one is always going to be holding the content of a selected location. So when you come here and say, now I want to see what is held under pictures, it is going to show you here the preview of what is held in that location you select. How do we select? By clicking on the location. Clicking means pressing the left button of the mouse. If I press the right button, I'll be right clicking. When I talk about dragging, it means I've clicked the left button. Without releasing it, I move it. I move the mouse. So when you move the mouse, you'll be moving with what you have selected, that is dragging. But now, let me say, I want to look at what is held under my partition local disk E. I just click on it and everything is displayed here. You get it? I want to see what is held on my local disk, in my downloads. I click on downloads and it will show me nothing is in your downloads. So it is a location here and the content of the location displayed here. You get it? Now, after knowing this, we can continue. Now, we have seen it that this computer of ours has these locations, but now I'm seeing I am having this one as my storage and this one. Does it mean that I have two hard disks in my computer because these ones are the hard disks I have? No, I only have one disk, one hard disk. I only have one hard disk. If you remember in the first video, we said if you want to see this, the hard disk you have, you can go to right click on my PC, you go to manage. After going to manage, you're going to go to disk management and you check to see which hard disk, how many hard disks you have. You see, I'm having only one hard disk and it is 250 GB. But the hard disk we always have, we divide it into partitions. And now we divided it into two. We have one which is 126 GB and one which is 105 GB. And one with 105 GB is one which holds our operating system. So when you click on it and open, you'll see that folder of Windows. So it means it's the one which is holding your operating system. And please don't save your files on local disk C. And all these locations you're seeing here on top, these ones are all held on local disk C. Otherwise, these ones located here up, these ones you see, the music, downloads, videos, documents, desktop, pictures are all held on local disk C. What happens if you save in local disk C? If a problem happens, maybe your Windows crash and the person changing your operating system is not a computer elite, to retrieve your work before changing Windows, you're going to lose your files, because when you're changing Windows, we always delete this partition, and when we delete it, everything on it will be lost. Always, if you have files here, which that's why we are saying that this is quick access, just helps you to access your files very fast without going to the local disk E. But if you have files here on saved in this quick access part, make a duplicate of this copy on local disk E or on any other partition apart from the partition holding your Windows or your operating system, to provide a backup when any problem occurs. So always when you're saving your files, avoid saving your files on local disk C, save on local disk E, or on what we call the backup partition. No matter the later, sometimes you're going to find your backup partition having another letter but not C. It's going to be having K, E, D, any. So you save your file, create a folder there and save. We are going to make the next video will be on how we create and save files on these partitions. Okay, so it has that. So now we have now seen how to check this, but this one was just a preview because we have a full video on that, how to check the hard disk in our programs. But now before we conclude, what if we have talked about this icon and this one and this one, because these ones are inbuilt. These ones are inbuilt utilities for Windows, whereby you have to find them here. But these programs, like for instance, I have this Nitro Pro, Power ISO, this version of the antivirus, this VLC, and this one plus this one. These ones are just programs which I installed by myself. So you need to be knowing how to install programs on this PC. It's not like our Android phones that you're going to go to Play Store and download them, install them. We don't have here the Play Store, though there are sites like the Nanite, whereby you can just go and download it. Like Play Store comes and install. You can go even to App Store and you buy some applications, install them. But here you can go and look for software from software selling companies and install your software to this computer. We shall make a video for us on how to install these applications and how to uninstall them. Today we have been learning on how to use these programs and how to use our Windows when it has been installed. But before we close, let us see how we can work with these settings. For instance, we want to change a setting here. You want to remove an application here. What is the master? We have this man called the control panel. It has all the settings you will need. We shall do a video on the basic or the most used settings in the control panel, but you can do a lot in control panel. Here, if you don't find it there, you can just come here under the search and then you type, you say I want to use the control control panel and type. I don't know, my keyboard is like doing something. So you want to use the control panel, come here, wait, search, come and say I want to use my control. I want to use my control panel, so it comes and you do the settings. We shall make a video for this control panel because it is very big. Please, thank you for watching. That's what we had today. Let us meet in our next video. Please follow, share and subscribe to all our channels. Patrick Computer. Thank you for watching.